"You need to move out," my mother said, mid-bite of the Christmas turkey. No eye contact, no warning, just the clink of her fork against her plate. I didn't drop my glass, didn't shout. I just looked at her, then down at my plate. "Really?" I asked. My voice was calm, even. "I pay the rent, the bills, the groceries." She chewed, swallowed, shrugged. "It's still my house." My hand tightened under the table, not in rage, in realization. The next morning, I packed, quietly. I didn't leave a note, didn't slam the door. I just disappeared. By the time she noticed, I had left more than the house. I had taken the oxygen from her world, and she hadn't even noticed it was mine. I should have seen it coming. The cracks were always there, hairline fractures under a smiling mask. I moved back in after Dad died, thought I was helping. She was drowning in debt, bills unpaid, fridge empty. I stepped in, took a second job, covered the mortgage, got the lights back on. She called me her rock. But slowly, she stopped saying thank you. She'd invite her friends over and tell them she was letting me stay to get back on my feet. Letting me? I was paying everything. She stopped cooking, stopped asking about my day, started locking her bedroom door, whispering on the phone. One night I heard her laughing, saying, "She's still here. I'll push her out soon. It's my house after all." My heart didn't break. It hardened. I said nothing, not then. Christmas Day was just the excuse. She thought she had power, but she never read the lease. I wasn't just paying the rent, I was the leaseholder. Everything was in my name, quietly transferred over months of payments. She didn't read the mail, didn't check the emails. I handled it all. Her name wasn't on a single legal document anymore, and I knew exactly what that meant. The night I left, I took more than clothes. I shut off the utilities, every one of them. I contacted the landlord, terminated the lease, legally, with 30 days' notice filed a month prior. She hadn't noticed. I canceled the internet, disconnected the gas, and I moved into the apartment I'd been secretly paying for in cash month by month. A place where peace lived, where my name was the only one on the door. The first missed call came at 11:23 a.m., then another and another. By evening, there were 12. By midnight, 36. Voicemails full of rage, then panic, then desperation. "Where's the electricity? Why can't I get into the landlord portal? Why is the gas off? Why didn't you tell me you were leaving?" Because I didn't owe her that. 3 days later, she showed up at my work, hair undone, makeup smeared, fury shaking her voice. "You left me to rot." I looked her straight in the eye, cold, steady. "No," I said. "You told me to leave, so I did." She opened her mouth, some combination of threat and plea. I handed her a printout. "Here's the lease termination. You have 1 week to vacate. I gave notice. You just weren't paying attention. You can't do this." I already did. The silence after that was delicious. Until she went public. Facebook rants, crocodile tears. My daughter abandoned me. But I didn't play defense, I played offense. Screenshots, bank statements, messages. I didn't post them, I sent them. To her friends, her church group, the relatives she tried to turn against me. No drama, just evidence. Quiet, cold evidence. I became silent, untouchable, and she became noise. A week later, she was gone, evicted, not by force, but by law. She'd lived in my world, my kindness, my roof, and then spat on it with a mouthful of turkey. The day she left the house, I drove by, not to gloat, just to see. The porch light was off, the driveway empty. A single garbage bag sat by the curb, and I smiled. Not because I'd won, but because she finally learned what I was worth. The last voicemail she left me was quiet. I didn't know what I was doing. I just thought it was my house. It never was. She had lived in a house I built, fed from a table I filled, and on Christmas Day, she tried to strip it all away like I was the parasite. She forgot who paid the price. Now she remembers. I don't return her calls. Some people don't deserve closure. They deserve silence. And silence was the cleanest revenge I ever served.